Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday live stream. So today, just like the thumbnail and title suggest, we're going to take a look at the markets and the volatility that is rapidly approaching, as if we haven't seen it already. And we're just going to go through just some of these slight economic factors and why I think a lot of people are getting it wrong, and they're just doomsdaying the predictions moving forward. So we'll jump into it right quickly. But before we do that, as a reminder, today is day 5 or so of the 10,000 tomato coin giveaway. So just stick around and we'll give away 10,000 tomato coin. Also, we're going to give 2 giveaways. There is a new product out, or a new project coming out called Dark Machine. It's interesting. It's Web3 gaming. It's backed by Tencent, which is one of the largest conglomerates in the entire world. And they have an anime show, and they're going to actually have a Web3 game right along with it. And there's a lot of people attached to it. And lucky you, you're going to be able to win some of the tokens before this even gets dropped as far as the TGE. So just stick around for that, and we'll get into it. So first things first, the market. Wow, look at that. It looks like not doing so great. But, I mean, we've had pullbacks, have we not? I just think that right now people are getting more concerned because of the negativity surrounding what is going on. So Bitcoin's down about 0.6%, woohoo. Ethereum 0.5. Although if you take a look at the 7-day, it's down pretty significantly, 10% for Ethereum. Bitcoin 3.7, which is pretty saying something with a market cap of $1.8 trillion. It's the XRP over 7 days up 2.6, then down to the board. Solana down 13% for the week. Doge 12.5%. Cardano down 12%. Tron, and so on and so forth. There's a little bit of green spackling, a little stellar here, but that's what we have. So what exactly is going on? Well, I mean, you can feel it. You see it. You hear it. If you go to any social media presence and just type in market outlook, essentially this is what you're going to get. You're going to get about how the market's going to crash, how there's going to be a recession, if not a Great Depression coming. And it's very negative. It's amazing to me just how fast things flip. And I get it. I mean, we talked about this at length yesterday when we talk about the macro factors. Job numbers came in great. Farm roll payments came in fantastic, which means that correct me if I'm wrong here, the economy is doing pretty good. And because of that the economy is doing very good, well, we don't like that, because that means that Jerome Powell is not going to cut rates. And if he doesn't cut rates, that's awful, because now we can't have this marvelous bull run. Everybody slow down. It's going to be all right. I've been through this before. You've been through this before. Let's just break it down. Well, first of all, before we get to the good stuff, let's get the negative, shall we? It's not looking good, and you're going to hear more of this, so get ready for it. This is from the Kobeissi letter. Breaking: the Bank of America revises forecast and no longer expects any Fed interest rate cuts in 2025. That's the Bank of America, and you can trust them. Given a resilient labor market, they state, we now think the Fed cutting cycle is over, the bank said, which means we get no Fed rate cuts. If we get no Fed cutting the rates, then of course this is not going to be good, because then we can't just have a pop-off like we have in the markets ever since, because we were promised 4, 5, even 6 rate cuts, even more so last year. And now it looks like maybe 2 or 3. If you take a look at Bank of America, it looks like none. How awful is that? And then let's not forget about the Los Angeles wildfires. Oh yeah, if you want bad news, you came to the right place. But again, take it in stride. It's going to be all right. Retro Coast states speculation is growing that the Los Angeles wildfires could crash the entire U.S. economy. The amount of losses far exceeds the net assets of insurance companies, which coincidentally actually pulled out. And a lot of those insurance companies are not going to pay for those burned houses. I feel very bad. Son lives in Los Angeles. Very bad, he tells me. A lot of people have lost their homes. Some have lost their lives. And it is a horrible, appalling situation. And I hope for a speedy recovery, but it's going to be awful for quite some time. So we have that. So the question you have to ask is, well, how much are we talking about here? Well, $135 billion on the low end. And where's that money going to come from? It's not going to come from California. It's got to come from someplace. It's going to come from the government. Who knows? We also have North Carolina, Hurricane Helene, which just happened. Gosh, it's been over been over 3 months now. October, November, December, yeah, $53 billion on top of that. So we've got negative news upon negative news. And what does that mean for FedWatch tool? Who's going to cut the rates in another couple of weeks and the meeting in January 29th? You're looking at nobody's cutting rates. The current target rate is 425 to 450, 94. Let me refresh that. I think it should be 100%, but let's see. Yeah, 93.6% say there's going to be no rate cut, and 6.5%, who are the degenerate gamblers, I think, are saying yes, it will. So what does this all mean? Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the market still, or excuse me, isn't the economy still doing relatively okay? Now, if you take a look at the 10 and the 2-year, which we'll go in a second, you can tell the recession is coming. But is the recession going to happen tomorrow? Anybody's guess. I can remind everybody like this. We're going to see some pretty big volatility. And if everybody's been first focusing on this because they like to zoom in, which I think we really should zoom out. But as a reminder, everybody says, well, January's awful. January 20th, which is the inauguration day for the President of the United States. Once we get around that time, there is massive volatility. That's not true. That's not true. In 2017, oh, excuse me, this is actually 2013, not 2017. Let me fix that. That's the great thing about being the owner of this. In 2013, specifically January 20th, 2013, when Obama had his second inauguration, the price of Bitcoin went from $15.67. And you can see right here, and I put this on a linear graph, not a logarithmic. So you could see that there was no reduction during this time. Everybody forgets about this. They're like, what about the frames before? Okay, well, you got me on that one. On 2017, for the Trump inauguration, it was down by 33%. In 2021, with Biden coming in 25%. So yeah, there was some volatility. That's true. And isn't that what we've seen recently? I mean, we're coming up. What is it, 11th today? January 11th. So here we have that. But again, does this mean that we're going to fall into this massive recession, depression, like everybody's talking about over here? It could happen. But remember, the whole thing hinges on a couple of issues. One of those being, are we going to print some money or not? Because that's what America's good at. We're good at two things: diabetes and money printing. And because of that, as a reminder, now there is some quantitative tightening going on by the balance sheet, but the money supply, based on this fine website that Ben Cowan has created called Into the Cryptoverse. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but there's 10% off there the very first month. You should check it out. And you can see that there's been a little bit of money printing going on. Now, if you overlay this, actually, Ben actually showed this to me the very first time, I think like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. If you overlay the money supply with the S&P 500, and if you overlay it, let's see. Let's take a look at crypto and put Bitcoin in there. You can see that, yeah, Bitcoin goes up pretty well, but so does the money supply. And you can actually see as the money supply dips, so does Bitcoin. And people say, well, it's because of the 4-year cycles. And I got you, right? But I still say, if we're still going to see a little bit of money printing go on, and maybe it's not going to be as massive as it was before, I still say we have 2025 in the bag, and we're in the right place at the right time. Maybe it's not a 500,000 Bitcoin, but who knows? But I will say this. If we take a look at the treasuries, 10 and 2, or 10 and 3 month, whatever you want to look at, the 10 and 2, you can see pretty visibly, I think it was in 1967 when it did this, but there was an inversion, an uninversion, there was not a recession. But ever since then, 1980, 1979, 1980, we had a inversion, uninversion, recession. 1981, of course, this is during the times of Volcker, I believe. Same thing, really bad time frame, right? We fast forward to 1990, inversion, uninversion, recession. How long did this take? From the time it inverted, March 89, I want to say it took a year. March 90, about a year and a half to hit that recession. It took a while. We come over here. Oh, this was good times. 2000, dot-com era, bubbles. And when it bottomed out, where are we at? 2000, 24th of March. And then what? Roughly a year or so, recession. Same thing in 06, 07. We bottomed out, or we inverted. March 06, did it again. And then we had a very long recession, and then coronavirus, which I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It was a big deal. And here we are. So what does that mean? Does that mean that we're sunk? No, it doesn't. You have to understand the recession, if this even happens, I mean, it's going to happen at some point. The markets recover first, and then the economy. I still say the economy is doing relatively decent. I know people say, well, the revision numbers, I got you, I get it. Still, this was a post that I pulled, Trad 6166 in July 2023. It says, it looks like we'll be in a recession next year. No way the 4-year cycles will be of any significance. And we've gone over this before. And as a reminder, recessions last on average 10 months. 10 months. Now, they can last longer. December 2007, 2009, it was 18 months. It was long, it was bad. Great recession. A lot of people wiped out. That's a bummer. However, even though, and then we're taking a look here, this is in 89. The recession to a market bottom, the start of the recession to a market bottom was 3.5 months. And then the recession technically continued for 5 months. Again, when you're in a recession, you don't even know it. You feel it, you can see it, but it hasn't actually been justified. You can go from recession to market bottom 3.5 months, then the market recovers first, then the economy recovers. It's the same thing that happened in 01. You had from recession to market bottom, the market bottom 6 months. Then it took 2 months for the economy to actually get back. And then, of course, this one was the bad one. 15 months, recession to market bottom. Really bad. But then the market recovered, and then we had the GDP or the economy itself recover after 3 months. So even if we go into something, a spiral at some point, and like I said, it's going to happen. I just don't know if it's going to be a year and a half or so, because we bottomed out July 2023. We are due. And it's true. But is this going to be a recession like we had before? The last 3 or 4 times? Or is it going to be like 1967 again? Nobody can tell. So what I say is like this. Think about what you're doing right now. Think about what you want to do. Do you have enough to get through this or not? And this is a picture that I like to throw up every so often just to remind people what money really does for you. It is great for emergencies. It is great to pull you through, but it is not assets and it is not investment. And if Jerome Powell has lost the narrative and we're seeing a massive amount of, or maybe a resurgence of inflation, the money in the long term does not do well for you. And this is a great example right here. Imagine your whole life is like Monopoly and you go around just paying for rent, paying to the people that have assets. And that's all you do. And you go around until you're pretty much dead. And as a reminder, not you in the comment section, this is how most people live their life. Not us. We know what we're getting into, but it's something to be aware of. So I think right now, if you want to sit on cash, cash is king, that's great. But the plan doesn't change. The plan doesn't change. And the plan is very simple. There's this thing called dynamic DCAing. I don't know if you've seen this. We've only talked about it 50 times. And you can see that the risk levels going from XRP, which congratulations XRP holders, you guys did a great job holding around there and getting through the Gary Gensler nonsense. Solana 0.6, 0.65, Aave 0.603. Wow, it's really high. Bitcoin 0.578. What does this all mean? It means that even if we slide back, right? Do you want to be the guy that goes around the board and pays $200 just to get past go? Or do you want to be one of the guys that actually takes advantage of the situation, the ones that you were talking about doing when things actually collapsed? I got to tell you, I made a mistake in 2022. I did this thing called, well, I was still DCAing, but I called it micro DCAing. And what I should have done was gone harder. And I learned my lesson because I know that bull markets don't last forever and neither do bear markets. And all the money is made in the bear. So this is how dynamic DCAing works. I put this up here. This is your normie friend. And this is what he sees. And when you get to the risk levels of, 0.1, 0.2, they just say this is ridiculous. The price is going down. I'm not going to keep buying it. This is dumb. You're dumb. You're throwing sand in the ocean. Hard no, soft no, maybe. When it gets like oversold at the 0.8 or 0.9, they're like, hey, that's when you get the text messages. Hey, should I buy? Is this a good time? Yeah, 6 months ago. And then you go 0.9 to 1.0. That's when they start buying hard, and that's when things get crazy. These are the risk bands. So what do? Well, I have two versions of this. Either you start buying at a specific level, and I can't give you financial advice. I'm not your dad. You do whatever you want to do. But if you take a look at these risk levels on the cryptoverse, you can see, well, if at 0.7, 0.8, maybe I start buying. Maybe at the 0.8 level, I start selling. But as things start to get less risky, as the price decreases, and we start to see risk levels 0.6, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, you start to increase the amount that you're actually buying because you're getting more for the same. Imagine buying Bitcoin. I remember this. I remember buying Bitcoin during the coronavirus. I remember the week before, it was like $6,000, $7,000 in the week of like March 2020. I remember it went to like 3,000. I was like, whew. Well, maybe, and they got in my head the people that were talking about the coronavirus saying, oh, this is going to be the next Great Depression. Everything is going to collapse. The supply chain is going to crumble. The president cannot take care of this. This is going to wipe out billions of people. And I was like, well, maybe that's true, but maybe I should buy some Bitcoin anyhow because I want to be rich and lonely when everybody's dead around me. And it's the same thing happening again. It just seems like it's just keeps repeating. So that's version 2. Version 3 is you're just a little bit more conservative, which is great. Anything you want to do. Again, it's up to you. So maybe in these levels, like at 0.7, you don't do anything. 0.6, 0.5, 0.4, you don't know until you get like really low and things start going crazy low. Then you start buying. And then in between, you don't do squat. You just wait to sell at like 0.7 or 0.8. Again, it's the same thing essentially over and over again. That's why I say the plan doesn't change. It's the same thing happening again and again and again. For me, I see it. And there's a reason why, like, when you go on some places and you read blog posts, you see the videos, people are stressed out or they're really manic and hyperactive. I just don't get it. I'm like, what? It's the same thing happening. Like, didn't everybody follow the rules? The rules are very simple. Right underneath me, it's all gone. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Everything's a scam until proven otherwise. Don't leave zero. Don't leave anything on exchanges. Take it off on a cold storage device. Don't use leverage. And the big one, take profits along the way. Right now, and I took profits. And it worked out pretty well. And I put them in other assets, real estate per se. And it does okay, but I know that Bitcoin will outperform my real estate. I can guarantee it. And these are the rules that I follow. It doesn't mean that you have to follow them, but they've done pretty well for me. Anyhow, that's my thesis for moving into 2025. I think there's going to be volatility. I think it could be bad, but I think what if on the very worst case, we get a recession? Recession lasts for 10 months. The market recovers first, then the economy. You're looking at 6 to 7 months for bad times as it goes down. Maybe use a little dynamic DCA and wait for the next one. Or everything that everybody's been talking about is BS and it just keeps rolling the same way 4 years. Let me know what you think in the comment section. It's anybody's guess. Now, let's give some stuff away, shall we? So Tomato Coin, one of the first meme coins on Cardano. Again, we started this on July 17, 2021, and we gave it away to our DNews Cardano stakeholders. And what I did is they said, hey, this would be a good time to actually increase the transactions on Cardano because meme coins have done so well for Solana on pump.fun. Why don't we do that on Cardano? I was like, yeah, it's not a bad idea. These are the guys that run my stake pool. So I said, sure, let's do a little meme coin action. Just so everybody knows, meme coins are gambling, correct? Straight up gambling. You know that there is absolutely no utility here whatsoever. Absolutely zero. So this is for funsies. Everybody knows that. Let's give some away. So I've been posting these things on Twitter. Hey, everyone. Oh, first of all, for the IDO, the initial DEX offering, we raised 100,000 Cardano in like 4 or 5 days. So I'm pretty happy about that. And again, how does this all work? Well, we raised 100,000 so I can rug pull everybody. That's going to be fun times. I'm just going to rug pull everybody and just run away. Because I figured, 5 years on YouTube and earning the respect of people around me and then, of course, people watching, this would be a good time to rug pull everybody for 100,000 ADA and go use that in San Juan, Puerto Rico for the next 2 or 3 months until that money runs out. That's what I thought. Obviously not. This will be in the IDO, the initial DEX offering, and then you guys will be able to trade it back and forth. So 45% essentially went to the IDO, and then 40% was for liquidity for TCoin. The other 15% was for stuff like this, and little giveaways and all that stuff. So, okay, so enough of that. Who's going to win? Stop. Doggy D. Well, Doggy D, congratulations. How do I, there. You just won 10,000 T coins, even though I think you've got, I don't know what the heck it is. So Clinic. So congratulations. Now, bonus, everybody who's watching right now, start throwing in your Cardano wallet, the public one, not the private one. And I'm going to start giving away some more tomato coin. And as you guys are doing that, I also need your, actually, let's just start with that because we're doing this one. Whoops. There it is. The Dark Machine, which is an interesting one. It's my friend Matt, Hayate Mats. He said, hey, I'm working with these guys out of Southeast Asia, and they are building this Web3 game, and they've done a bunch of different big games. And they're going to launch their own anime series, I guess, in that region. And they're also going to have a game that's included with it. So it's like, it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, you have an anime that's going to be actually shown in that area, and they're going to push this game. And when I talked about, let's see, the partners, there's this one partner called Tencent, which I'm an American, so I had to look that up. So Tencent is like a huge, big business. Tencent has a market cap of like $500 billion, 431 billion. And what does it do to make that much money? Tencent is the world's largest video game vendor, largest companies in the world by market cap, largest social media venture capital investment corporations. Its services include social networks, media, web portals, e-commerce, mobile games, internet services, payment systems, smartphones, and multiplayer-only games. It operates instant messengers, Tencent QQ, and WeChat. WeChat, if you don't know, is like the everything super app for China. I've never used it. If you are from that region, please tell me where I'm wrong. But apparently WeChat is like the biggest thing of all time. And someone just says they own the biggest esport. Great. So good news, you guys are going to get an airdrop. How much is it? Anyhow, did anybody put in their Cardano wallet yet? Well, Michael, congratulations. Now I have to find this on. I wish StreamYard would allow me just to download this. It makes things a lot easier. Red Panda. Oh boy, here we go. Michael, for some reason, I cannot get your... I can get Jack Crypto. Which I gotta tell you is a pretty good name. Sorry, Michael, I cannot pull this address. Where is... Hey, Shaolin. I'm like, I'm a little bit slower. Mods are a little slow. We're all slow, baby. Jack Crypto. How are you going to get TCoin if you don't do a public address? It's very true. Well, I think there's a lag. That's why. There. So we play the game as we always do, right? And the game is I send these tomato coins and you get to tell me how fast it goes. Rusty, I see you. Is this it? Oh my God. All right. There. Rusty, congratulations. So Rusty, here comes a little TCoin. Let's see. Send Rusty. Whoa. Tomato coin. All right. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So Rusty, tell me, I just sent it. I just sent it. Tell me when it hits your wallet, whatever wallet that is. And let's see. Bryce says, "Hey Rob, I think you chose about an X. Maybe I did. We're about to find out. Well, that'll teach them. If you're gonna do some posting, make sure it's real. It's legit." Oh, that's why. I figured out why I couldn't see the addresses because everything was paused here. Shiv. I'm definitely not giving this guy anything. Ben, I hoped you liked the 20-minute advertisement for Into the Cryptoverse. It was a good one. Let's see. Mods, try not to block this guy. Let's see. Luis Jimenez. Same thing, Luis. I'm going to send this to you. And I'm going to send you a bunch. Let's give you, say 5,000 tomato coins. I hope that's right. Okay. So Luis and Bot, I just sent it to you. I just need to know how long it takes to get there. Bottom. Yeah, Ben does a good job. TCoin inflation is getting real. Yeah, that's why I'm an American. That's what we do. We give away funds like it's going out of style, and we print money. Ben, you're on thin ice. Yeah. Over a week and no commentary about security. I got to tell you, that video is coming and it's scary. It's all about Bitcoin. Well, Okay, let's do two more. Two more, everybody. Where are we? Okay. Luis got it. So that was under a minute. Pretty good. Bot, I hope you got yours. And then who else is here? How about this guy? Crypto Mike. Always here. Send. Mike, same thing. Let's send you 2,000. Enter your password, 12345. Okay. We need one more. We need one more winner. Damn it, Rays, didn't you win last time? Softball, I know you won last time. Like Wayne says, me, please. Wayne, I need your address. That's the problem. Oh, ho, ho. And Marty, who also has a wrench. All right, everybody. So that's it. So now let's switch topics. Hold on. Let me make sure this is right. Assets, tomato coin, 3,000. Well, I'm going to send you 30,000. Man, you got to double check these things. Yeah, I don't think that was the right. I think that was your EVM address. Okay, Cardano. Marty, that was close. How about, let's see how much TCoin this wallet can hold. Everything Excel, which is a pretty good name. Send, do this handle, assets, tomato coin, 4,000. Send, confirm. Okay, so that, everybody, will conclude the tomato coin for today. Tomorrow, do the same thing. We'll be giving it away. What I need from everybody now is for 10 cent, excuse me, for 10 cent, for Dark Machine. So send me your Ethereum wallet address. Again, the public one, not the private or the seed phrase or anything crazy like that. And let's start giving those away. Okay. If it starts with TCoin approaching 95K, well, very nice. All right. So the thing is, on this one, I can't give you the token because the token isn't even out yet. You're going to get the token as soon as it gets actually launched, which is supposed to be in this quarter. So I'm going to take the first. Let me refresh this. The first 3 addresses I see. One that don't start with ADDR. Aha. Gerald. Hold on. Dark Machine giveaway. Bobby Fuentes. And I don't know who this is. Whoops. AI something or other. So Yeah, spread the wealth. Yeah, thanks, Marty. Gotcha. Gotcha. Mm. Gerald, Bobby, and AI3X. Okay, here's how this works. I give those wallets, I whitelist it, and then from there, they give you the tokens when it launches. It should just arrive unless there's some other new kind of like hoop that you have to go through, but that's it for Dark Machine. And that's it for that piece. All right, buddy. So that concludes today's long video. I got to tell you, there's got to be an easier way to give this stuff away. And you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to pull in projects and just start giving away tokens like every single live stream. And not just like 1 to 5, like multiple people. I think that'd be fun. But I got to get those projects in here. Anyhow, that's it for today. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Everything we talk about. It's time sensitive. Now, if you want to stick around, I'll answer any question that you might have, which I think a lot of the question is, why didn't you pick me? And we'll go from there. We got to take off. Go enjoy Saturday. I appreciate you. And let's get into it. Minx, that's cool. That was fun. That'll be some good hype. Yes, Reggie. Yes, it could. There is this one, like, I think AI is going to be a pretty big narrative. I don't think it's going to actually have a like a bunch of working products that are out there. Although I did talk to the founder of this one, and they actually have a working product, and they haven't launched a token yet. Essentially being able to like manage everything, like have like, you know, in Iron Man, he had Jarvis. Essentially, that's what this is going to be. And they said they've already done it. And they show me an example and it actually worked. So like, this is very, very early stuff. You can't even invest in these guys yet, but something like that, an AI agent would help out tremendously just to do it. Yeah. I don't need an agent to help me drink whiskey. No, what would be great is if they could tell you when you've had too much. That would be really helpful. How do we claim our dark machine tokens again? So Bobby, the address that you sent me, I pasted or I saved. I'm going to send that to the dark machine team. They're going to whitelist your address, and I think they just sent it to you. If not, no, that's what they told me. That's what they told me how it works. So I think that's pretty much it. So just expect it in sometime in Q1. Watch Dan Degen. I'll probably do a deep dive video on it. Yeah. Rob, do you ever do Twitter Spaces? I do sometimes. It's just I'm not really good at it because everybody's trying to talk, and it's kind of hard for me to kind of get in unless I'm asked directly. So I don't really do too many Twitter Spaces, but yeah, I'll probably do some later. Let's see. Gerald says, did you ever talk about how to DCA in terms of what tools to use? I did accidentally use DCA from a centralized exchange for a while and paid OTC prices. When using API bots, you pay market prices. This might be important. Something actually to look at for sure. But another thing is like with these API bots, just another thing with AI agents, they scare me. They scare me because there's all these different moving parts and you're getting exposed to a lot of things. And after talking to this security company, it scares the hell out of me. So yeah, it's one of those deals. Sometimes like DCAing, like here's the thing, like I use Coinbase and I have my DCAs that go off without a hitch. And then once the risk levels fluctuate and move, I just have an alert because there's an alert on the app. Then I just increase it for that day. And then sometimes I hit it, sometimes I miss it, is what it is. But even though I know I'm paying a little bit more, it's just kind of like peace of mind. I don't want to be that guy that like stares in and is like, okay, I got that for, $1 less, or especially if it's like the big market caps. People who are sniping smaller market caps, I get it. I see why. For me, I just kind of like to make things as easy as I can. I got a lot of stuff to do, and I never have enough time, it seems like. Wayne, you're welcome. Dog Strive, hello. Reggie Classics, they scare me too. Did you ever the ChatGPT model that copied its own code and attempt to survive being shut down, we're all doomed. We're all doomed. Shiv says, I'm not seeing too many coin when I'm putting my Cardano address. I have staked AD NAUSEAUM since the last 3 weeks. So here's the thing about that. Let's take a look. So, documents. Staking. Cardano. One second. There it is. All right. So some things you have to understand about this, Shiv, and this is about the Cardano Foundation, the delegation cycle. So you said it's been about 3 weeks. Okay. So at some point you should start receiving rewards. And this is not from us doing it. This is just how the Cardano Foundation has done it. So when you delegate, say an Epic 0 or Epic 258 or whatever it actually is, right? You start to accumulate the rewards, and it takes between 15 and 20 days to start receiving those rewards, depending on what the Epic, where you're at in that cycle. And I believe this last one stops, I think, in like 1 day. So again, one Epic is every 5 days. So again, it takes you 15 to 20 days to start receiving rewards. Now, your tomato coin will not arrive into your wallet. There's a link in the description. I got to do a video on this because it's getting everybody confused. When you go to drip drops, if it ever shows up, you put in your address. You put in your address, whatever it is, Shiv, and then it comes up. Let's see if this one. Check my drops. It'll check to see if you're eligible for any tomato coin. And it'll tell you like this one's staking 6,900 Cardano. Say, great, here's your tomato coin. And you can also pick all these different other ones that are available to you. Just a word of caution. If you pick a bunch of these, like you start selecting this one, it's this one, and this one, and this one, what happens is when you actually claim it, the fee is pretty high. So what I would do, Shiv, is I would hold off on claiming your tomato coin, all these other tokens that you get, until the very end. Remember, this airdrop is going over 1 year. And there'll be rewards waiting for you. Just make sure you stick around, stake to the Cardano stake pool at DNews. All right. And how many epics are in a sprint? Yeah. Let's see. Matt Sneed. Let's see. Wine3 says, I saw Rand's interview with AI agents on his video of the day and changed my whole perspective. Invested in some crypto agents immediately. What AI stocks are you investing in? I'm not investing in any stocks. But if I had to, it would probably be the safe bet would be NVIDIA. But as far as like AI agents, there's a couple of them. First of all, everybody knows this one. It is Virtuals. There's Virtuals Protocol, which is the big one, which oversees all the different agents, and the tokens essentially is the rail. I have a little Rect Burgundy because that one is fun. And if you come over here for the different, and we take a look at by market cap, I've invested a little bit in Game and AI XBT. And on top of that, as far as an AI play, I still say that there is a lot of issues with compute, with the amount that actually, the data that has to be generated to actually bring in and make artificial intelligence actually work. You need a lot of GPU processing power for that. So I invested in this project called Aether, AETHIR, about 9 months ago or so. And you can find this on Dan Degen, and it's actually doing really well. And again, it's all about the amount of GPU processing power that is left stagnant, that people aren't using in these warehouses. They figure out a way to actually extrapolate that and sell that to individuals and institutions that actually need it. So for that one, I know it's in the top 300 now. And of course, Virtuals did a pretty good job, but let's see. So again, price action is good, but it's gambling. Yeah, 243. Doesn't look too great. But still, I'll take it. So those are the ones that I'm into. And there'll be others. And like we talked about on NFA Live, it's the narrative is big and you'll probably do pretty well, but you have to get out because a lot of these speculative projects, they will not deliver. How many, and here's an example, how many projects delivered on the metaverse and what they were trying to do? Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, how many of those NFTs are really doing well for you? So, hey, Rob, no TradFi stocks. No. I have stocks. I have Amazon. I have MicroStrategy. I think that was a pretty good one. I have Coinbase, and I have Mara. Oh, and I also have Airbnb. I just invest in the things that I know about and I feel comfortable with, and those are some of the ones that I have. But it's not sizable. It's just enough. Thanks, Rob. We'll definitely sell all of them this year. Sell all my alts this year. It has worked every 4 years, but we'll see. Gerald says, talking of deepening news on Theta. Nope. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know how they're growing or whatever else. I just really haven't kept up. If someone's got some news for me, let me know and I'll talk about it the next go around. Bramley says, I picked up some TCoin. Fantastic. You're welcome. Sheikh Zulu says, is ADA staking like Algo where it doesn't actually leave your wallet? I don't know how Algo does it, but like I said before, Cardano just crush it with the way that they're able to do the staking. It doesn't leave your wallet. There is no cooldown periods. Essentially, it's liquid staking. I'm not going to say liquid staking. The Cardano that you delegate to, say, DNews or any other different stake pool operator or SPO, that never leaves your wallet, but it helps to secure the network. And we did a whole video on that. If you want to, if you go to Dan Teaches Crypto, 100% free website, and click on ADA staking, there's a video that pops up and we explain how that works. So I don't know how Algo works. I just know that with Cardano, never leaves. There's no downtime. If you want to switch stake pool operators, there is no time when you have to like take it and withdraw it and cool down, say like Cosmos or say like with Solana. It's just here to here to here to here. I need funds right now. I need a kidney, whatever you need. Their Cardano's right there available for you. So yeah, very good. Coin lever, I bought TCoin too. Makes sense. What's your opinion on Caspa? The guys over at Sin City Crypto loved that project. And they said, hey, it's going to be big. It's going to be great. And I was like, all right. So I bought a little bit. Still need to do some more research on it. But I own some, not very much. And if you want to get like really good information, talk to the guys over at Sin City Crypto. Great YouTube channel. Good marinara requires no justification. That is true. And let's see, Lucas. Hey, Rob, any products you like in real world assets? I mean, stables. Stable coins are great, first of all. And then what are those stable coin rails? Is it Ethereum? Is it Base? Is it Polygon? Is it Solana? Take a look at those. Also, I own a little bit of Ondo, which I have on Coinbase, only because I think there's a tie between that and BlackRock. And that, we'll see how it works out. But yeah. Jimbo Khan says, hey, Rob, is Aether still a good buy? Maybe, probably. I would still buy some more. I mean, especially as we start to get that AI narrative. But it's a funny thing because these different projects, if they don't push that marketing message, it's like it doesn't really get out there. And they have to do it because, I mean, they're not early. Like this isn't 2016, 2017 when, you know, the ICO boom came in and communities were made and they stuck to you. Now it's like you really got to fight because there's so much competition out there. So Aether needs to really push things up and really start to talk about, but I shouldn't say like that because they just had a partnership with Near, which is pretty great. And if you follow them on Twitter, you can see that there's a lot of different, not cold storage, but commercial and industry that they're partnering up with for their product. So I just need to cover a little bit more, I guess. That's probably what it is. The fact that you separate ETH with base, Arbitrum, and optimism tells me that you have trouble understanding Ethereum. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shaolin. Are they not layer 2 solutions? So, I mean, there you go. Ethereum, yes, is on base. No, it doesn't have a token. Yes, it's extremely fast. And I think Ethereum is that layer 1. If I'm wrong here, correct me. But that is the security layer. So I just see them all as layer 2s and which ones they're actually built on. Yes, Ethereum would be the base layer, and you can invest into that. Yeah. Tomato Coin Lover says, Space Coin says the first meme coin on Cardano. They were actually. They beat us by 4 months, as a matter of fact. So we are just one of the first, we'll say like that. So, yeah. Good for those guys. Hey, First Coast. Sean says, yes, they are, but it's all in one ecosystem. Yes, I get that. I understand. When Jerry for Hypercycle. We got to get him out here. He's a busy guy. Too much action in Costa Rica. Kurt, thank you. I'm in China a lot, and yes, WeChat is amazing and is used for everything. And that company is the one that's backing that dark machine. But remember, it's a Web3 game. So, you know, first of all, I don't even know what the token is built on. I just know the token is coming. I don't even know what the token does yet because I have to get it. It's probably some in-game currency, kind of like with the Avalanche game Off the Grid. You know, they have their own token and it's built on Avalanche. So we'll see how it all works out and what it actually does. If there's something special with the token itself, I don't know. I'm doing dishes while listening, always multitasking. Time DJ. What's your top 5 exchange rank by experience? I'll tell you my last ranked exchange is OKX. Last ranked. A friend of mine, his crypto was stolen by a hacker, 7 figures. Half went to OKX, half went to KuCoin. FBI contacted them. Make sure you freeze those accounts. We'll do it. Money's gone. So, but isn't that the whole point of decentralization, Rob? Sure. It is. There's no oversight. And you lose it, you lose it. It's a bummer. I got to tell you, for everybody that talks a good game about how decentralization is great and they would never complain about it, I still get a lot of complaints about people losing their crypto. Life savings, gone, everything. And I receive those emails, messages, posts daily. Marty says, prayer for LA fire victims. Lack of water, how sad is that? Lack of water pressure, as I understand it. But I'm not for sure. I know people come in and defend how great it is, but something went wrong. And it was not good. UFP and Trumpius Maximus on Solana. CryptoG says, I would say it's a competition between OKX and Maxi for worst spot exchange. Damn. Max said, I lost everything in a 50x short on Peanut. Come on, Max. You know you didn't do that. There's no way you did that. Yeah. I'll leave it like this, what Des says. You know, it's a funny thing. You know, we're all here to enhance ourselves, learn something, make some good investment decisions by getting all the information we possibly can. But at the end of the day, you know, what's the really important things? And I think the people in, once you lose everything, and whether that be crypto, whether that be your house, whether that be your loved ones in a fire, it really shows you what exactly is important and what's pretty much irrelevant in the whole world. So I'll leave it there. Something to ponder on when you're thinking, man, I'm down 20%. This is the worst day of my life. Not so fast. That's it for today, everybody. So look, if you like today's video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. Time sensitive, all that good stuff. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your weekend. Adios.